it was pretty amazing for me to start. They were running nonstop for 30 minutes just to get the race started. So that was pretty exciting. And I'm watching the elite, they're so fast. Well, of all the medals, they all tell their own story, but I would have to say the first one is very important. The first one in Los Angeles in the Olympic Games, because it's my first medal, and the last one, my last. So those are two probably the most important Olympic medals. Just because you're not very fast young doesn't mean you will be old, and just because you are young doesn't mean you won't be old. Competition, because you want to get kids at 5 or 6 years old, give them opportunity all the way up, and then all the way till, let's say, 22. And I think that's what you have to do. But this isn't a short-term plan. It's a long-term investment. The one thing I would say is I would listen more as a young person, and I think we all can do that. Hi, everyone. I'm Carl Lewis, and you're watching The Bridge. In 1984, I won 4 gold medals, as we know, and 100 meters, when it was finished, I saw my parents in the stands. So that was a really special time for me. And so my father passed away in 1987. That's all I could think of is that vision of seeing him in the stands at the Olympic Games. So I decided to give my medal from that race to him. It's been buried with him now since 1987. So almost 40 years he's held that medal. In between the Olympic Games, I used to put them in a safety deposit box, so I never saw them. So I saw it when I got it, just maybe for a week. And then I saw it when I took it out to do it. So he's been with it over 40 years, and I was with it about 2 weeks. Well, the great thing about my career is that it was far exceeded anything that I ever thought of. So everything the way it was, I'm okay with leaving it right there. Yeah, well, there has to be a long-term plan to have success. So the excitement to me right now is that they're bidding for the 2036 Olympics. And so what happens is I think that would create tremendous excitement in this country. So you have to get the infrastructure, start working on youth programs, nationwide, youth programs. And then universities, we need to beef up the programs at the universities, give them support so that they can have competition, because you want to get kids at 5 or 6 years old, give them opportunity all the way up, and then all the way till, let's say, 22. And I think that's what you have to do. But this isn't a short-term plan. It's a long-term investment. And I guarantee you, they will have success in this country. There are plenty of talent, plenty of people that could actually perform well. Well, the biggest thing is that once you start, don't stop, because you never know when you're going to be successful. Just because you're not very fast young doesn't mean you will be old. And just because you are young doesn't mean you won't be old. So you have to just keep going, find coaches or people in your community. And even when it's hard, even when you're not succeeding, even when you're getting or not reaching your goals, keep going. Well, the first thing when you're talking about the drugs, the vast majority of athletes are not on it. So that's a good thing. So you cannot make competition about winning and losing and getting money and not getting money. It's about your own personal excellence. And so people that take drugs obviously never know that, because they're enhancing themselves in a different way. Also, the stress it must take to be there and worried about being caught and all of these things. So the best thing is to keep it simple, develop your talent, respect your talent. And if you're around in an environment where people you hear about drugs and everything, then go to another place, but go to a safe space where you can be your absolute best. Well, I hope that I'm still writing my memories. Now people remember the races and the jumps. Oftentimes they talk to me about making the sport professional, my fight against drug use. Those are the things. So things that are off the track. The track is easy, but I'm continuing to work with young people. I'm a college coach now. Well, my best memory of India, really, it's kind of shameless to say this, but the food, I love Indian food. Now it's authentic. So that's been wonderful. And people have been very, very nice. But this race, what I remember is to see it as it grows. And my memory this year is to see how many women I see running. That's an incredible thing for this country, to see the involvement of women, the growth and explosion of that, and to see these young people that are out here getting involved. So that's really what I'm going to take out of this.